Hello everybody and God bless you. Today, I have the pleasure to interview a person who's going to enlighten us about the education in this time of quarantine. Mrs. Jamie Weiss. Hello, Mrs. Jamie Weiss. How are you? And please tell our audience what is your role in school.
Hi, yes, how are you? Thank you for having me here. I am a high school teacher. I am the department chair, and I am also the advisor for the class of 2020, who unfortunately is graduating this year of the quarantine.
Mrs. Weiss, historically speaking, school has been one of the most susceptible places to spread illness. Do you agree with the mandatory school closing?
Yes, I'm in agreement with the school closings because we're in an environment where the students are coming in and out of the building. We don't know where they have been, and we can get any kind of virus, not just corona. When one kid gets the flu, 10 more kids will have the flu, and then 10 more after that. So yeah, I am in agreement. Schools need to stay closed.
A few months ago, I read an article in which said that until that time, of course, school were not taking advantage of the potential of technology. But now it's different because you guys are teaching from home. So you have to use the technology. What can you say about that, Mrs. Weiss?
So in my school in particular, we do use a lot of technology. Most of my homework that I've given out, it's never paper homework, it's always online homework. However, I was always asking for more professional development because we are trying to go paperless, but we don't have enough training. So now I feel like we have been pushed into 100% online, and we're still not 100% prepared. So I wish we would have gotten more training on this to be more prepared for what has just happened. But yes, I think this is going to create some kind of a shift in education, and we're going to be able to get the training on how to teach students to their fullest potential through online schooling, through online courses or online venues, a different kind of platform.
What media technology are you using now?
Well, I use Google Classroom. On Google Classroom it's very easy to use. Anything that's Google gets paired up to Google Classroom. So we have, for example, Google Sheets, which is like an Excel sheet. We have Google Docs, which is like a Word document. I assign a lot of things online and then put a link to it through Google Classroom. So that's where everything gets done. Google Classroom is like the key that holds everything together. We could put YouTube clips on there, and typically in a year I can have 80 to 100 students. This year, fortunately, is one of my low number years. I have about 60 students altogether. But it is much easier to keep track of them through Google Classroom. They even have their own grading, a grading section. Like you could have your own grade book on there if your school doesn't want you to use whatever grading methods you have been using. It's really crazy times. So schools are doing a lot of different things. My school in particular, we're not even using the grade book that we typically use because we weren't even sure if we were going to count those grades anymore. It's a crazy time.
But do you think that the students are learning as well, like when they were going to school?
Just like in school, like regular school, it's different for each kid. So there are some students who excel through this one-on-one that I have been having with them. So for example, I have kids that were a little bit behind, but they needed more one-on-one with me and they weren't getting it before. Now I have a one-on-one with every student who wants it. I do teach in live on Google Hangouts. It's like a Google Meet, again, a Google platform, where it works a lot like Zoom, but Zoom has, time limits unless you're gonna pay for it. Google Hangout or Google Meet is free, and we can talk as long as we want. So in that case, I tell the kids, okay, so we can talk one-on-one, or we can have this classroom. A lot of them have taken the opportunity to say, I want my one-on-one. Those kids are the ones who are learning. Those kids are the ones who are taking it serious. Now, I have a group of kids who I have not heard from since like the first or second week of quarantine. These kids, some of them, yes, are having trouble with their internet. The school is helping them get their internet. But there's some kids who are just taking it like a vacation because they figure, hey, I'm gonna pass for the year anyway, and then they just stop. They stop working, which is going to be harder for them when they go back to school. The ones that I am concerned with are the kids who need to be in a classroom, the kids who need the teacher there, need constant reminders. Those are the kids who are really not learning right now, and I am concerned about those kids because I fear that when they do get to the classroom, they're going to be behind just because they haven't done anything. But at the same time, I'm telling everyone not to stress about it, and our job as a teacher is to catch the students up whenever they're behind. That's our quote-unquote superpower.
Now, Mrs. Weiss, I'm going to ask you a question that everybody wants to know, because I hear people talking about it. Do you think that you are working less now? I mean, you teachers are working less because you are working from home now?
Absolutely not. I feel like I've been working double now than when I used to. Because when I was in the classroom, I already had my lessons. I would tweak them a little bit and I was ready to go. I would leave my work at school, then come back home. Now, my little office area in the house is my work. And like I said, I'm contacting kids, talking to them one-on-one, calling home more than ever. It's just, and my old work that I had on dittos and sheets and things that I had in my flash drive, now I have to convert those things to fit the online platforms. So it's almost like I'm a first or second year teacher, like starting from scratch. So it's actually been a lot of work. I'm exhausted.
One thing we know is that through all this, a student, especially senior students, are missing out a lot of good experiences. What can you say about that?
As an advisor to the class of 2020, I feel for the kids who are graduating this year. I have worked with them for 4 years trying to earn money to get them, a beautiful graduation, prom, senior trip, senior awards night, senior picnics, all these things that we have planned for them at the end of the year. It was kind of they were robbed of it, basically. And a lot of them are really sad. And we are trying our best to make it up to them, but it's really hard because they're not gonna have a prom. Our governor, Andrew Cuomo, basically told us that he's not opening anything back up until June 6th now. And so June 6th was the date of our prom. So that's gone. Senior trip was supposed to be this weekend. That's gone. So I don't know. They're sad. We do have some things planned for them. We're making banners of their faces. We're trying to make some kind of graduation. There is some kind of graduation in the works, but it's not going to be a typical graduation because of the Department of Health codes and things that we have to follow. So,
Mrs. Weiss, what advisement can you give to parents and children that are homeschooling now? And they're a little stressed out with the homeschooling. What can you say to them?
So my advice to the parents who are now home teaching their kids, or people who are concerned, the kids who are stressed out, take a breather. do not stress so much. I think that right now we have to take advantage of the time that we have at home to be with our families. Take in the good right now. Be relaxed. Your work, like most schools have a schedule for you. Follow the schedule. Don't go beyond the schedule. Just do 2 to 3 hours of schoolwork and then just chill. If you hand something in late, it's not going to count against you anyway. So don't panic. We're all in this together. We're all trying to figure it out. So it's not going to harm your average. It's not going to harm your grade in any way. And you should really not be stressing over this at all. So take it easy. This is coming to you from a teacher that's working firsthand on this. But also, do show up to those class meetings, because the teachers do put in a lot of effort when they're making their lessons. So also to other teachers, I'm telling you not to stress out if the kids don't make it, but kids, try to make it easier on your teachers as well. So to everybody, stop stressing, one day at a time.
Well, Mrs. Weiss, it has been a pleasure having you here with us. Thank you very much for taking your time to be in this show. Thank you very much. And to all of you, may the angel of the Lord be with you and guide you on these very difficult days. God bless you all.